Good day, this is SS3 Production and Operation. I'll be taking you through study section 3, Plant Location and Layout. When you have studied this section, you should be able to discuss the need for selecting a suitable location. You should be able to explain the factors influencing plant location and facility location. You should be able to discuss plant layout, and lastly, you should be able to outline the objectives of plant layout. Let's talk about the need for selecting a suitable location. The need for selecting a suitable location arises because of three situations. Number one, when starting a new organization, that is location choice for the first time. In case of existing organization, and thirdly, in case of global location. Let's talk about in case of location choice for the first time or new organizations. Cost economies are always important while selecting a location for the first time, but we should keep in mind the cost of long-term business and organizational objectives while choosing the location of a new organization for the first time. The following factors are to be considered while selecting the location of a new organization. Number one, identification of region is very, very important. Number two, choice of a site within a region. And thirdly, dimensional analysis. In case of location choice for existing organization, which is the second need to be considered. In this case, a manufacturing plant has to fit into multi-plant strategy. That is additional plant location in the same premises and elsewhere under the following circumstances: plant manufacturing distinct products, manufacturing plants supplying to specific area, plant divided on the basis of process or stages in manufacturing, plants emphasizing flexibility. In case of global location, there is a scope, which is the third one. There's a scope for virtual proximity and virtual factory. Because of globalization, multinational corporations are setting up their organizations in India, and India companies are extending their operations in other countries. So these conditions must be taken into consideration while choosing a location for Factors influencing plant location and facility location. Facility location is the process of determining a geographic site for a firm's operations. Managers of both service and manufacturing organizations must weigh many factors when assessing the desirability of a particular site, including proximity to customers and supplies, labor cost, and transportation cost. Location conditions are complex, and each comprises a different characteristic of a tangible nature, that is, freight rates, production costs, and non-tangible nature, which are reliability, frequency, security, and quality. Location conditions are hard to measure. Tangible costs based on the factors such as wages and product costs can be quantified precisely into what makes locations better to compare, while non-tangible features refer to such characteristics as reliability, availability, and security can only be measured along an ordinal or even normal scale. Other non-tangible features like the percentage of employees that are unionized can be measured as well. To sum this up, non-tangible features are very important for business location decisions. It is appropriate to divide the factors which influence the plant location or facility location on the basis of the nature of the organization as general location factors, which include controllable and uncontrollable factors for all types of organization. Now let's talk about the second aspect, which is specific locational factors. Specific locational factors is specially required for manufacturing and service organizations. So these are the two major categories of factors influencing plant location and facility location. Plant layout. Plant layout refers to the physical arrangement of production facilities. It is the configuration of departments, work centers, and equipment in the conversion process. It is a floor plan of the physical facilities which are used in production. According to Moore, plant layout is a plan of an optimum arrangement of facilities, including personnel, operating equipment, storage space, material handling equipment, and other supporting services, along with the design of best structure to contain all these facilities. Objectives of plant layout. The primary goal of the plant layout is to maximize the profits by arrangement of all the plant facilities to the best advantage of total manufacturing of the product. The objectives of plant layout are as follows. Number one, it streamlines the flow of materials through the plant. It facilitates the manufacturing process, maintains high turnover of in-process inventory, minimize materials handling and costs, effective utilization of men, equipment, and space. It makes effective utilization of cubic space, flexibility of manufacturing operations and arrangements are possible. It provides for employee convenience and safety and comfort. It provides for employee convenience, safety and comfort. Minimize investment in equipment. It minimizes overall production time, and it maintains flexibility of arrangement and operation. And lastly, it facilitates the organizational structure. What are the principles of layout? These principles can be discussed under 5 different categories or 5 different headings that we are going to talk about. The first one is principle of integration, principle of minimum distance. The third one, principle of cubic space utilization. The fourth one, principle of flow. And the last one is the principle of maximum flexibility. Let's discuss these principles one after the other. Principle of integration. A good layout is one that integrates men, materials, machines, and supporting services and others in order to get the optimum utilization of resources and maximum effectiveness. Under principle of minimum distance, the principle is concerned with the minimum travel or movement of man and materials. The facilities should be arranged such that total distance traveled by the men and materials should be minimum, and as far as possible, straight line movement should be preferred. Under principle of cubic space utilization, the good layout is one that utilizes both horizontal and vertical. It is only enough if only the floor space is utilized optimally, but the third dimension, that is the height, is also to be utilized effectively. Other principle of flow: a good layout is one that makes the materials to move in forward direction towards the completion stage. That is, there should not be any backtracking. And lastly, under principle of maximum flexibility, the good layout is one that can be altered without much cost and time. That is, future requirements should be taken into account while designing the present layout. Now, let's talk about classification of layout. Layout can be classified into the following five categories, which are process layout, product layout, combination layout, fixed position layout, and group layout. Thanks for listening.